This is what they're not telling you. The country is mourning the sudden death of Kimani Mbugua, a young journalist whose name once lit up the screens of Citizen TV and NTV. At just 29 years old, Kimani's journey came to an end on the night of October 14th, 2025 in Mombasa. A heartbreaking end for a man whose talent once promised a bright future in Kenyan media. According to multiple reports from Kenyans.co.ke, The Star and the Kenyan Times, Kimani passed away while undergoing treatment at the Mombasa Women Empowerment Mental Rescue Center, where he had been recovering from mental health struggles. As the nation processes this shocking news, many are reflecting on his life, a story of brilliance, passion, struggle, and pain. News of Kimani's passing broke early Wednesday morning, sending shockwaves across social media. Tributes began pouring in from journalists, fans, and even leaders like former Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko, who had personally supported Kimani through his journey to recovery. Sonko, in a statement, said he was deeply saddened by Kimani's death and mentioned that the circumstances surrounding his final moments are still being investigated. Reports indicate that Kimani may not have taken his own life, though the cause of death has not yet been officially confirmed by police or his family. But beyond the headlines, who was Kimani Mbugua, and how did one of Kenya's brightest young journalists end up battling so many personal demons? Kimani Mbugua was born in 1996. From a young age, he was described as a brilliant, a curious, and a creative. He loved storytelling and communication, and his teachers often said he had a natural gift with words. That passion led him to pursue journalism in the university. And even before graduating, he was already making waves in the industry. While still a student, Kimani joined a nation media group as a trainee journalist, learning the ropes of television and radio production. He quickly rose through the ranks thanks to his confidence, charm, and ability to connect with audiences. After his internship, Kimani joined Citizen TV, where he became a familiar face on entertainment and lifestyle programs. He produced youth shows, covered entertainment events, and was often seen interviewing celebrities and public figures. Many Kenyans came to know him for his witty humor and smooth delivery, a young Kenyan journalist who brought a fresh energy to Kenyan's TV scene. His colleagues described him as ambitious, smart, and deeply passionate about the craft. At just 23, he was already living the dream, working for one of Kenya's biggest media houses and inspiring many young people who saw him as a proof that hard work pays off. But behind that confident smile, Kimani was silently struggling. Around 2020, Kimani's life took a dark and unexpected turn. He later revealed that he had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder, a mental illness that causes intense mood swings from deep depression to extreme highs. He opened up publicly about how his condition affected every part of his life, his job, his relationships, and even his sense of reality. At one point, he left his media job and disappeared from the public eye. In 2023, he resurfaced on social media sharing disturbing videos where he spoke about being homeless and struggling to get help. In one emotional clip, he said, and I quote, "I'm not there anymore. I'm not okay. I'm carrying my bag around. I'm homeless." It was a cry for help that broke many hearts. Kimani's story became a topic of national discussion. His fans and fellow journalists called for more awareness about mental health, especially in high-pressure industries like media. His family later confirmed that he was indeed struggling with mental instability and addiction, but they remained hopeful that he would recover. His father even issued a public apology to those Kimani had wronged during his episodes, asking Kenyans to be compassionate. Meanwhile, people like Oga Obina, Mike Sonko, and other media personalities reached out to support him. Sonko went further, personally rescuing Kimani and admitting him to the Mombasa Mental Rescue Center in 2024. For a while, things seemed to be improving. Kimani was seen smiling again, expressing gratitude for the help he was receiving, and even planning to restart his media projects. In 2024 and early 2025, he occasionally posted motivational messages, encouraging others not to give up on life. He talked about his dreams of returning to journalism, launching a podcast, and advocating for mental health awareness. In one of his interviews, he said, and I quote again, "I've fallen, but I believe I can rise again. My story isn't over yet." Those words gave hope to many who were silently battling similar struggles, but unfortunately, the recovery wasn't easy. Mental illness can be unpredictable, even with treatment, support, and faith. The journey can still be painful and lonely. And that's what makes Kimani's story so heartbreaking, because just when it seemed he was finding his way back, tragedy struck. Reports indicate that in early October 2025, Kimani's mental health had deteriorated again. He was still under treatment at the Mombasa Rescue Center, where counselors were helping him rebuild his confidence. Then, on the night of October 14th, the devastating news came. Kimani Mbugua was gone. Some sources suggest he may have taken his own life. Others say investigations are still ongoing. Whatever the truth, his death has sparked an emotional conversation across Kenya about mental health, about fame, and about the silent pain that so many people carry behind the camera. Kimani's story is more than a tragedy. It's a mirror of what many young people face today. The pressure to succeed, to appear perfect, to keep smiling even when you're breaking inside. His life reminds us that mental health matters just as much as our physical health, that behind every confident smile, there might be a person fighting invisible battles. Journalists, fans, and ordinary Kenyans have flooded social media with tributes, remembering Kimani not for how he died, but for how he lived, for his laughter, his creativity, and his courage to speak openly about what most people hide. As the world waits for an official statement from his family and police, one thing is clear: Kimani Mbugua's story will not be forgotten. He was more than a journalist. He was a voice, a reminder that even in pain, there's power in truth. May his soul rest in peace, and may his story inspire others to speak up, seek help, and hold on to hope. This is a Celebrity Talk. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because every story matters, especially the ones that touch our hearts. Join us every day as we bring you the latest top stories about your celebrities here in Kenya.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Broken News, and my name is Kimani Mbugua. As
Depression had its onset. That happens when you have conditions like bipolar, which is mostly genetics. There's nothing you can do about it.